Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Just wanted to touch base with you real quick. I've got a couple of headlines and then we'll dig right in. First headline is do not miss this message. The federal government is doing something very, very special for businesses with 20 people or less employed, and that involves a lot of salons. You are being prioritized, so we want to be sure and not miss this opportunity. Also, we have some news and notes for you. I just wanted to say congratulations to Terry Cowan, my wife, who launched a new series that's going to be on our YouTube site as well as Facebook every week, I believe on Wednesdays, and that is called Unclipped. And she'll be interviewing a variety of people from the beauty industry and outside the beauty industry in short segments that should be absolutely informational, intriguing. This week, the inaugural edition featured Tammy Keevish, who has been a long time member of the PSC team, and she is responsible for managing the day-to-day service culture here at PSC. I found it to be a wonderful. Congratulations, Terry. Congratulations, Tammy. This upcoming week is Gino Stampora, so you definitely want to get that one as well. I wish I could be there heckling a little bit in the audience. Who knows, I might be. I also wanted to congratulate all of the salons out there who were just now named to the Salon Today Salon 200, top 200 salons in America. Our sincere congratulations, those of our friends that have been named some time and time again. Extra congratulations to have done that in the year 2020, which was such a interesting and one-of-a-kind year for all. I'd also like to draw your attention to a recording that Terry and I did with Colin Caruso on Paul Mitchell's social gathering. That was broadcast for the first time on Sunday. We had a great time with Colin, and thank you. He's also the owner of Salon Carew, and he is Global Artistic Director for Paul Mitchell Color. So I think you'll find some really good information in there as well. Congratulations goes out to our own Alex Rushing, who this week was named to the Chairman's Club of Paul Mitchell for top performance in Paul Mitchell for the year 2020. It was a celebration that was attended by John Paul and Eloise, as well as Angus Mitchell and Mara, and all of the great people, Michaeline DeJoria and Jason Yates, Pete Castellanos, Wade Anderson, and of course our own Mike Allstott. So it was just a wonderful event, and hats off to Alex. Great job. An additional person that was named to the Chairman's Club was a friend of our company's for many, many years, and that's Jeannie Ham Odom. She's a second-time winner from the Florida market. She works with Casoprof, and she's just a class act, and our congratulations go out to you, Jeannie. So that's the news and notes, and now I want to start talking about the PPP loan, the Payroll Protection Program, second draw. We'll probably reference the first draw as well, but here's the most important part. Many of you out there have already applied for the second draw. If you have, congratulations. This doesn't affect you at all one way or another. It's not good for you, it's not bad for you. You've already gotten your loan. But what the SBA has done is they've set aside a time to prioritize those of you who have 20 employees or less. The only loans that they're taking applications for right now from February 24th through March 9th. So you've got a short window, 2 weeks, 14 days, and it's already going, where $284 billion was set aside for businesses with 20 or less team members, employees, payroll, people on the payroll. That's been set aside for you. The only applications that'll go in, you don't wind up being behind any big companies or anything else. This is your time. My suggestion is that you check with your bank. You check with the bank that you got your first PPP loan from. If you haven't gotten a first PPP loan, one of the things you must do is you must apply then. Instead of applying for the second draw, you'd apply for the first draw. You may have not gotten in on the first draw. This is an opportunity to go back and get that first draw. If you have gotten the first draw and you've used all of it, okay, which everybody really did almost immediately. It was only good for about 8 weeks of payroll and some other various expenses. If that's gone, then you can apply during this time period and only you for the PPP second draw. The requirements are easier. The application fills in most of the information that you had from the first PPP draw. So you won't need a lot of bookkeeping to do that, but what you do need is to have been closed down for a period of time, which we all were in the second quarter of 2020, and you have to be down in that time frame at least 25%. Okay, so that's pretty easy, isn't it? From the same time period in 2019. So all you have to do is certify that. You don't even have to have the paperwork right now. You will on loan forgiveness, but right now you don't even need the paperwork. You just need to certify that yes, in fact, you were down 25% in 2020 compared to 2019 during that second quarter, which is the one that really affected most of us due to the fact that we were closed. So that is a pretty big, and that's in gross receipts. That's a pretty big thing. If you are less than $150,000 during that time of wages, and they've opened up more things such as insurance, rent, much more open to running rent expenses through there. Also, supplier costs, they're willing to run through there. So the maximum that you can get is 2.5 times your monthly payroll. And if it's $150,000 or less, you qualify for the short form forgiveness, which is a 1-page form, very easy in the forgiveness. So this is something that you want to take advantage of and you want to do, especially during this time that's just for you. Please make sure that you follow through on that. For those of you that are sole proprietors, self-employed, or an independent contractor, look for some news to be coming out effective as early as Monday of next week, March 1st. They have not set up what they're going to do for you at this time. I've got rumors as to what they're going to do that I've heard from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce that says there will be a major change in the second draw of the PPP. And the example that I'll give you is that in the first draw, they went from your tax return and they went from line 31, which was your net income after all your expenses were paid. And some people went through all the trouble and they wound up getting a very small PPP loan because that's net after all expenses. The proposed, which we're hoping again, you'll hear as early as Monday of next week, the proposed is that they would go from line 7 off of your tax return, which is gross income. So you can imagine that's all the dollars you actually brought in. It's a lot different number than the dollars minus all the expenses down to a net. So they're going from net income to gross income, which opens up more funds for you available than in the first draw. So please, sole proprietors, independent contractors, self-employed people, please be on the lookout for that. I'll try and do just a quick live during that time to let you know that in fact it has passed and here are the details, and just like we're doing today for the special time for the 20 or less businesses, so 20 employees or less. That's what we're doing today, but look for an announcement early next week. And you want to do this. You want to take advantage of what the country is offering. And I know sometimes that can be controversial. Sometimes hairdressers don't want to take money if you're getting by. But here's the thing, that money was earmarked toward you. And you went through a year that was unbelievable. And so we want to be sure that you apply for and receive the money that was earmarked especially for you, whether it's the smaller group, the self-employed, the sole proprietors, or the independent contractors, or whether it's this group of 20 or less. This is your time, 20 or less, through March 9th. You've got from now until March 9th to go ahead, fill out your application form. My suggestion is if you also don't have to go to the same bank. If you felt like you got not the best service at the bank that you went for the first draw from, you can take the second draw from any other bank that offers it. My suggestion, if that's the case, is choose a smaller bank with assets at less than $1 billion. Total assets less than $1 billion. They too are small businesses. They too are the smaller side of banking, just like 20 or less is the smaller side of employees. But guess what? The smaller side of employers, rather, you contribute so much to our economy and the employment throughout the country. It really is a significant portion of it, and therefore you should be sure and do this. Now, what if you've applied and were denied? Apply again. Apply again. This is your time, again, where you're not in with a mix of thousands and thousands of businesses of all different sizes and hundreds of employees. This is the 20 or less, this is your time. So that's really my suggestion. That's the whole reason that I came on today, was to make sure that we call this out. Never before, I mean, think of how we felt as an industry when we felt marginalized for not being a essential worker. Now this is our time. It's just the opposite. We're not marginalized. We're made a priority in this PPP loan second draw. So be sure that you do that. This is the time to act. Don't leave it to chance. Don't wait till the last minute. Do it now. Find a bank, either your bank or another one in and around your community. It's not just banks either. It's also credit unions and all sorts of other people. Now, here's the thing I will tell you. Beware of all the emails that you're getting from all these different people saying PPP funds, apply now. You choose. You choose who you want to go to. You, I think, would be much more comfortable with either a business in your area or a business in your town. But if they are a SBA bank, or if they've applied for this program, they have to allow you. There was a time where only banks that you had a bank account with would service your PPP loans. And now, if they're accepting PPP applications, they must accept yours, even if you don't have an account with them. So this is marching time. Go get them. We're rooting for you. We know that this money can make a difference in your sustainability going forward as a business and as a salon. And we encourage you very much to do it. If you meet the criteria, which is pretty easy for any business, especially yours, I think, to meet that criteria. We were closed for a long period of time, and we certainly were down that 25% of our gross revenues. So that's that. I want to say something to all size salons about the employee retention tax credit. I've got kind of an update on that for you that I want to be sure we got out there. It's called the ERTC, Employee Retention Tax Credit. And it has its own set of rules, but it's also, it's completely forgiven at the time it's issued. It's based on your ability to retain your staff. And if you retain your staff, they're saying after the fact, congratulations, thanks for helping the economy, thanks for doing the right thing, and they're allowing a tax credit of up to $5,000 per employee for 2020, even if you got the PPP loan. It's for the fourth quarter in 2020. They're offering up to $7,000 per employee for the first quarter of 2021 and the second quarter of 2021. So that can be up to $14,000 per employee. That is money that's out there that's even kind of easier than the PPP loan. So you want to talk to your tax accountant about this, about getting the figures together. I'm not going to go in because if you really want a lot of information on this, it's on our previous live. The one that I did, I believe, January 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, something like that. It's my previous live. So please look at that on YouTube or on Facebook. It's in the history. But what I want you to know is that the owner right now, the owner of the business, is not currently eligible for that $5,000 credit on themselves, but maybe. They might change the law as we go on. The other thing is that any related party to the owner does not qualify for this $5,000. And so just for sake of example, it's spouses, it's brothers or sisters, it's children that you may employ, it's in-laws, like a son-in-law or a daughter-in-law, it's nephews or nieces. It's a pretty broad stroke of family, related party that does not qualify for the ERTC. I did not say that in the first. I'm sure you found that out if you already moved on it, as we did, but I wanted to be sure and cover it this time. So it does not apply to you as an owner right now, although that may change, and it does not apply to any related parties to you. The other update that I have is they are thinking that in this next huge relief act that's in the Senate right now and the House looking for approval. I think it got approval from the House yesterday and it's going to the Senate, but it's going to go through the paces. They're looking at extending the possibility, it's very likely that the ERTC will be extended through the third quarter and the fourth quarter of 2021. It's not likely that there'll be another PPP draw in the next legislation. In fact, it's not there now. There's not much chance it's going to be added. So this is your opportunity for the draw on PPP. So less than 20 employees, you have the chance for the PPP second draw right now, or the PPP first draw if you never got it, putting in the application now. That's through March 9th. From March 9th through March 31st, if you have more than 20 employees and you haven't yet filed for the PPP second draw, you can do that again. So you can be preparing your information and your numbers to be able to go through that draw. I hope this makes sense to you. It's a lot of information, and you know, it's funny, I was talking to a salon owner earlier this week, and she said to me, you know, it sounds too difficult, I'm not going to do it. Too much paperwork, it's not worth it. Well, I think if I was standing out in front of PSC here with $100 bills and giving them away with no strings attached, really, I think you would line up to get them. And government knows what we've been through. Yes, they're writing checks. There's a lot of controversy over who's going to pay for this and how will our children ever restore the funds into the American economy. At the same time, businesses that are sustainable, businesses that make it through this challenge that all of you have gone through are going to do a lot for our economy moving forward. So you need to stay healthy, you need to stay viable. You need to do the things that they're putting in place to help you. And as always, we wish you nothing but the best. Terry and I are very thankful, as well as all the team at PSC. We're very thankful for your business. If you're only doing a little business with us, we'd love for you to do more. We want to be your distributor of choice in all areas. We want your color business. We want your hair care business, your take-home business. We want to do that. But more importantly, we want to help to make sure that your salon, through education and through consulting and through anything we can do to help you stabilize financially, that's what PSC is about, has been about for over 38 years. Thank you for your loyalty. And let's make 2021 the absolute greatest year that we've had. Every setback deserves a great comeback, as Tim Story says. And we're ready for that great comeback. Have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody.